if you made that. Today we're going to make a birthday card. Now I have die cut these balloons and embossed these happy birthday sentiments to be two different color palettes. So I call this one a masculine card because of the more deep color tones, and this one I call a feminine card because it's got some bling. And don't you know we like our bling? But either one, we got variety in our stash for birthday cards. So for this tutorial, I'm going to make this one. And I've cut the pieces to go for this one. All right, here's how we do it. We're going to need some glue and some scissors. Let's start by taking our cardstock. This is plain gray cardstock, and this is the embossed happy birthday sentiment card. This will be our sentiment, so it reads as happy birthday. I think it's clear that it's a birthday card. We don't have any added sentiment. We don't need it. This one's doing all the work for us with the heat embossing. I mean with the paper, dry embossing. They call it dry embossing. And my glue is being tough to squeeze. There we go. Lots of glue because it is embossed. Lots of hills and valleys on the paper. Pressing down. If I would have put it the other way, happy would have read backwards. So we make sure that it reads as happy birthday. That would otherwise be a tragedy. Okay, now let's make our balloons. We have two striped and one polka dot. And this is Lawn Fawn Pearlescent Vellum, which is lovely. And on one side, it's got the pearly shine, and on the other, it's just plain vellum. So make sure you've got the pearly side up. That's what makes it fun. I'm just dotting some glue on the back of my balloon. And placing it on the vellum that I already cut. Each balloon gets its own vellum. We're going to trim around that extra vellum in a minute. Here's my Fiskars spring-loaded scissors. Love these. And I'm going to trim the excess vellum off. I am not going to trim around the knot for the balloon. I'm just going under it. So I'm kind of holding this at an angle so I can just trim around the edge of the balloon. Don't need to trace it or draw a line, just kind of holding it here. I really shouldn't have glued the knot of the balloon onto here. That's making it harder to cut around. I mean, I could cut around it. That's not that big of a deal, but now we'll give the balloons a little bit of string. This is just a thick floss. I'm just going to dab a little dot on the knot of the balloon. and put one end on. Hold it down for a second, and again we'll trim these off because they don't need to be very long. Okay, we'll let that dry for a second. Set these aside. The glue doesn't take long to dry, but we'll just let it dry. We're going to take our card base, fold at the left, and we'll place this right on top. It's going to line up with this card base. No white edges will be showing, so I like to stand it up and just press along the edges. Oh, look at that. Little white at the top. I will, you can just take your scissors, or I'll take my paper trimmer and just trim that off. It happens. Sometimes things get a little off when I'm cutting. Now we're ready for our balloons. Okay, we've got 2 stripes and one with spots. So I can put them anywhere I want. I kind of like that this reads as happy birthday right there. So I'm going to put these a little higher than I did those. Now when I put glue, I'm not going to want to put glue on my vellum where it's just vellum. I'm going to want to put my dots where I know the cardstock is, if that makes sense. Because the vellum you can see behind, I mean you can see through, but not the cardstock. If I put glue right here, say, then when I put this down, I'm going to see a blob of glue on the other side. It shows through vellum. So that's why, I'll show you again on this one, we put it where I can see the orange. That way it won't show up on the other side. And I am putting it on top of that little twine too. Put some high and low. I usually start with the middle balloon. I forgot. I usually glue the middle balloon down first so that I know where the other 2 need to go. But I forgot, so I started on the left. You don't want too much glue. You don't want it to ooze and show up on the other side. There we go. These can just hang loose, or you could glue them down. I kind of like to just leave them. Then just cut this even with the bottom of the card. And there we go. A simple but wonderful birthday card for you to give somebody and make their day that you remembered them. And if you have a stamp or a sticker that says, I made this just for you, then you put that on the back and your recipient will love it. Thanks again for watching. Please like, comment, or subscribe. It helps me and my channel. Bye.